the new system. These are a few of the items that we need to discuss. We should be all clear on the deadlines right now. The new system will be available on March 2nd. There are a few things that we need to get covered regarding the new system. It's going to be mobile ready, so that means that you're going to be able to use your tablets in the system. You will be able to use some smartphones, but then the screen becomes too small and it's really hard to point and click and read some of the materials. But a regular size tablet will be perfect for the courses. In this system, the login is case sensitive, so this might be the #1 issue that you encounter when you're using the new system. Everything is going to be transferred as uppercase for the username and password. So you're going to be using exactly the same username and password that you have right now, but it's going to be in uppercase. So make sure that everybody is aware of that. And there are some places where we have noted that, so all the users will be aware of that. In this system, we cannot retrieve anybody's password, but you're able to reset passwords. There is a nice search feature for the catalog, so if you don't know the name of a course, you just type in a few letters for the title and it will pull it up. It can also recognize any word that is within the description of the course. So if you're looking for something, the course has in safety, you can type the word safety, and if it is mentioned in the description of a course, then those courses will be returned in your search. There is a multi-language interface, so you will be able to change to multiple languages. I think there are about 38 languages. And then there's going to be an expanded profile for the students. So as an administrator, when you are registering new students, you will notice that there's a lot more information requested for that user profile. And that has the advantage that with more data for the student, you will be able to do additional searches and additional sorting in your reports. In terms of what's happening with the courses, well, the courses are going to be organized in a different set of libraries. So it's going to take a little bit to get used to the new libraries. They're much more specific. Basically what we did was we took that big general knowledge library that had about 41 courses, and we just shrunk that and made it into different libraries. There is a new course landing page that's going to be a new feature. Courses are having a new layout. Now the bookmarking in the course is automatic. So whenever you leave a course, the system will always remember where you were at the time that you closed the course. Now, if you remember before, the on-enroll or drop of a course had to happen in the enroll courses view, so you have to get out of the course and go somewhere else and then drop it from there. In this system, the on-enroll feature is right within the course, so you can drop a course without having to navigate out of it. And two new features, those are bolded because we think are very important, is that the system is able to track the time that you spend in a course. And the system will log you off after 10 minutes of inactivity. So after 5 minutes, after the inactivity time passes, then you're going to be basically kicked out of the system. You will have to log in again to get into the system. And this, let me just clarify, if you're watching a video and the video is half an hour, while the video is playing, the system is assuming that there's somebody watching it. So it will not time out if there is something happening on the screen that implies that there's a progression. So those are the new features that you're going to find. So now let's talk a little bit about the login page. And this login page, you see here that it has the username and password. Like I said, remember that all the username and passwords by default are going to be in uppercase. So that's the most important part that we need to know about this. How do you get to this new login page? You will go to the same website that you used to log in, and you're going to click the same login button, and it's going to take you automatically here. So the system, it's going to know where to take you. So you're not going to change basically any of the procedure other than entering an uppercase username and password. And then you click your sign in, and then when you click your sign in, depending on the status of your account, it will be the windows that might be displayed. So this is what you're going to encounter first. If your profile is not complete, you're going to find a window that is for additional fields. And the system is going to ask you, as a student, to complete those fields that are required. So those fields could be anywhere from the department you belong to the name of the store or the store code. So any kind of information you just complete it. It might ask you for your birthday because that's a new addition to the system. If you are not, if you are in a state where it's not required to have the birthday because your courses and validations do not require it, then you can enter not applicable to the birth date, and that will be fine. But the system needs to have something entered in those fields. The most important ones that I would like everybody to pay attention to are the store code and the store name. And this is important because this is how we're going to relate one employee to their organization. And if it's not clear, if you have the wrong store code, it might cause some conflict. Please instruct. Before, in the older system, the store codes were confidential. In this system, they are not confidential any longer. So you could feel comfortable in providing your store code to your employees to enter in here. So if you log in and your profile is not complete, you're going to encounter the additional fields window. If your profile is complete and you have been assigned a learning plan, then the learning plan will be the first thing that appears. And the learning plan is nothing but a selection of courses that has been assigned to you to complete in a particular order and even by a due date. So a learning plan is above and beyond what the normal features of the system are. And to be able to generate learning plans, your organization must have a curriculum coordinator. And that's a separate issue, but I just want to make sure that you know and your students know where the learning plans come from. So if you don't have if your profile is complete and you don't have a learning plan, then your default window is going to be the OOPS window, what we call the OOPS window. And that's a window that takes you to My Courses, which is basically your student homepage, and that's the page that lists the courses that have currently been assigned to you. If you end up in this window, that means that no courses have been assigned to you. It doesn't mean that you don't have any courses available. You do, but at the present moment there are no active courses within your account. And if you have courses that have been assigned to you or that you have been enrolled to, then you're going to have the My Courses page, which is your home page but now populated with the courses that you're currently working on. So that's either one of those 4 windows is what you're going to encounter the first time you log in. So I believe there are bigger images of them, so we can move quickly through them. So this is how an additional fields window look like. The selection of fields that might be in this window will vary depending on what's missing in your profile. Then on the learning plan, this window will provide a lot of information about your learning plans. We will discuss these ones later. And then this is the OOPS window. That means that you're not currently working in any of the courses. But any student that gets to this screen can go to the course catalog and enroll in any of the courses available. And then this is my courses window that shows me all my catalog. So I'm going to escape this PowerPoint, and I want to go live into the application so you can see the real thing. So I'm going to go into my IGA entry page, and then I'm going to click on the new online training logon. If you are from NGA or from MIDA or from CFIG, it doesn't matter which program you're in, always on your home page you're going to find the new online training logon button. And that's the one that you want to click to log in into your system. And in this case, I'm here as a student of NGA, and I logged in. I enter straight into my courses page, and there are a few things regarding the navigation that we need to discuss here. You're going to have on the left side a sidebar menu, and that menu, it's going to allow you to view the tools that you have to use the online training. And then on the bottom, you have the change language. And this change language, the only thing it's going to do is change the language of the interface. If the course assistant bakery manager is in English, it will remain in English. If it is in Spanish, it will remain in Spanish. This change language only changes the interface. All the buttons will change to that particular language. So that's what you have on the sidebar. And then as navigation for any page that you're in the system, the logo of your organization, whichever it is, it's always a link to your home page. So if I roll over, you might be able to see a pop-up text that says home page. So this is always going to take you to my courses. You have underneath the logo down here a path, and that path tells you exactly where you're in within the whole application. You can click to any piece of the path and it will take you there. So for example, if I'm in the course catalog, for example, home is always my courses. So it's the home page. And course catalog is the page that I'm currently in. So I can, if I open one of the courses, then it would be the next item in my path would be the name of that course. So I can click on any piece of the path and it will take me there. And then it doesn't matter where I'm at, I can always sign out of the program using the sign out the link that is at the top right of the screen. So that's basically all you need to know about the navigation. So let's see what a student will do. So I come in and I'm in my courses. That's where I'm gonna end up first. So if I'm being assigned a new course, for example, they want me to take the Apples course and it's not here. So what I will do is I will go to my menu and I go to the course catalog, and let's see what is available in the courses catalog. What this does is shows me all the catalogs that have been assigned to my organization. So we have the English courses, we have the courses in Spanish, and we have the U.S. courses. Anybody who's in the NGA group is going to get those 3 catalogs. And you can see that between catalogs, there's always that view more courses. That means that that English catalog has definitely more than just those 3 courses. So if I click view more, what it does is that it opens that full catalog for me. So now I can see all the courses in my English catalog, and it will load them one by one. So now we have these tiles, and these tiles really tells us the name of the courses and some additional information. If you look at the Cheese Specialist tile here, this is a course that I'm currently working on, so when I roll over it, it displays the play button. So it tells me, okay, you're already subscribed to this course. But if there is a course that is not currently in my system, I can roll over it and I will see the subscribe button. And you can see here on those 2 thumbnails for tiles for the courses, that the Chief Specialist has the blue edge and it has the little play button. So that tells me, just by looking at it, that this is a course that I'm already working on. So if I want to find a particular course in this long catalog, I want to see, I don't know, let's look at the Floral Clerk course. So I can type on the search bar here, floral, and it will pull out that course for me. So it will look within the whole catalog, the courses that match that word that I typed in. So that is about the catalogs. And if I want to see what catalogs have been assigned to me other than in the tile view, I can come up here underneath the logo, and where it says English, this refers to the catalogs. So I can view either all catalogs, I can view the English catalog, the Spanish catalog, or the US catalog. And then it actually tells me how many courses are currently available in that catalog. So in English, I have 81 courses. In the USA library, I have 5 courses. In Spanish, I have 41. So that is basically how I can view all the courses. So if you're searching for a particular course, it is a good practice just to click all catalogs and then do the search, because then this search will look at all the catalogs available. So that's what I have to say about catalogs. Now let's look at the categories. So now we have a series of categories. So I'm going to go ahead and just do the English catalog to simplify that category list. Yeah, less sometimes is more. So in my English catalog, I have these categories. It's 81 courses, and then I have the started category, which is the getting started basically. And then if I click on that, I can see those 3 are the courses that are in this category. Essentials, in here I have customer service, business ethics, sexual harassment, and stress management. So this is one of the new categories that came out from that general knowledge library that we used to have. I can see management courses and so on and so forth. So if you have an idea and you want to see the courses that are related to a particular topic, use the categories. If you know exactly what course you're looking for, then use the search bar on the top, and that will make it so much easier for you. So that's what we have about the catalogs, the courses catalogs. So if I want to enroll in a particular course, let me look for, let's try emotional intelligence. So I know I haven't been enrolled in this. I click subscribe, and what this does is it gives me a description of the extended description of the course, and it tells me the duration and the language of the course. So if I click subscribe, what this is doing, it's, if you see, I have a heading here right underneath the logo in green that says operation successfully completed. So the system subscribe me to that course. But what it's doing is it's bringing that tile and adding it to my courses. So I can find that emotional intelligence course either here in my courses window or in the course catalog, because it still remains there, but now it's also in my courses. So when I'm ready to launch a course, to start working on it, I click that play button in my course tile, and it will open my landing page for my course. Let me just do a refresh here, because kind of the image didn't looked loaded properly. So this is now a new feature. When you open a course, you end up in this landing page, and in this landing page you have a few things. You have the banner for the course. You have the items that are related to that course, and then at the bottom you have the course information and a course description again. So let's go to each one of these items. At the top I have the unenroll button right here on the top right side. I have the big play button on the banner, and that will start playing the item that is listed here on the blue box to the right of the banner, right side of the banner. So if I click play, I'm going to see emotional intelligence in there. If a course has more than just one item of content, in this case, this course only has one, then those will be listed here on the gray bar. So I will show you later on a course that has more learning objects than just the course content. Then on the bottom of the course, I have my NGA. This NGA is my name, the name of this account, and I have the subscription date when I started in that course and the last time I accessed it. I have the certificate, so it tells me that this course will earn me a certificate. When I pass this course, this here is going to have a link for me to download my certificate. So really now I don't have to go back to the gradebook or the list of courses in order to get my certificate. I can get it right from the inside of the course. And then my activities that shows the time that I have spent in this particular course. And this circle here with the 0%, it tells me how much I have completed of the whole course. And this percentage is representative of all the learning objects that are in this course. This course only has one, so when I complete this learning object, then this will be completed to 100%. So it will go from 0 to 100% because there's only one object. If I had 4 objects in my course and I complete one, then it will show 25% completed. So that percentage is relative to the number of learning objects that are in that course. And then the course description at the bottom, which is kind of obvious. So I'm just going to get out of this course, and I'm going to go to my courses, and I'm going to open a course that has more items. So let's go into the courtesy clerk. No, actually, that's not a good example. Let me just go to, I want to go to the cashier course. In my cashier course, please don't get dizzy here. I'm going to go into the cashier course. And when I open that course, you can see here to the right side, the left side of the screen, that I have a little blue play button there, and it has 2 out of 6. That means that I have completed 2 parts of these, 2 learning objects from this course, and there are a total of 6 parts. And those are listed here, and it's important to understand what you're seeing here. The cashier, the first one that has the course name, that is the one that takes me to the course content. So that loads my content and takes me there. If I look on the bottom, then I have test part 1, and you can see that there's a lock in there. That means that that test, I passed it, and now it's locked, because since I passed it, I don't have to take it anymore, so that's why it locks it up. And this helps because sometimes people get confused and they don't remember what they finished or what not. In this system, we decided to just lock it out once you pass it the first time. Test part 2, I didn't really pass. I took it, the red one, test part 3, I failed, totally failed. And then test part 5, that means that that course, I haven't, that test, I'm sorry, that learning object, I haven't even started. So that's the meaning of each one of those icons for the learning parts. And if I scroll down, you can see that now in this course, the play button, what it's going to do is it's going to launch test part 2, because this is the next thing that I should be completed. This gray bar only shows the first 3 items, so that blue button on the left side is always a good way of knowing how many learning objects are in my course. But from this gray bar here below the banner, I can also use that arrow pointing to the right to indicate that there are more items there. So here I have all the items, and then I go back, and it takes me. So I can navigate through this gray bar, but if I want to see the totality, the side menu is probably the best option. for the course. And I just want to show you how the percentage change. So I passed 2 things out of the 6, so that means that I have completed 33%. Okay, that represents 33% of the course is completed. And then you can see that in my activities, I have spent 2 hours and 46 minutes in this course. So that's what I have for this landing page. So now let's look at the new course layout page. So I'm going to go ahead and start a cashier. So I don't want to restart. I want to take you to the first page because I want to see you a couple of things. Important thing here, this is the main layout that you're going to have for all the courses. You're going to have the introductory screen, and remember we used to have the table of content open all the time. In here is hidden. So if you want to navigate to a particular page in the course, you can click on the table of contents, it will open up, and I can go to any particular page that I want to. In this course, the content is in this file. This is the content file. If I want to do a test, you see that I have to go out and take the test, close this content file, and then go and take the test. The system is going to remind me when I get to the end of the part that it's time to complete that test. So, for example, when I go to part 1 completion, when I end reviewing all the content for part 1, the system is going to tell me, okay, now it's time for you to go out and take the test. So that's the reminder. And then at the end of the course, when I have finished reviewing everything, now for me to indicate to the system, okay, I'm done with all the content, I review all the content, I'm fully done with it, I go to the course completion, and now I have a complete button. And this is what's going to mark my course completed from the play or in use section, which is indication that it's that yellow circle with the play button, into the checkbox in green that indicates that I completed it. So I do have to manually come here and complete the content for the course. So once I'm done, I can go out and close this window. But before we close, I want to show you that now we have the transcript for everything that is narrated in the course. So before we used to have the transcripts in specific places. Now we have it all as a single file. And I get to that from, lost my place in here. Oh, okay. I click on the transcript, which is a link that is on the top right of the screen, and then I have my tips, which used to be at the bottom of the screen, now is also on the top. We have reserved the bottom of the screen for the volume control and also for the progression bar for the narrations of the course. So let's look at a screen that might have a this screen has a narration, so that progression bar, it's controlling that narration, so I can pause it and I can restart it. And then I can move through the previous and next windows as we used to do before. So once I'm done with my part 1 review, I can come here and close my window in the close link on the top right, and that will close my content piece, and then it will allow me to go to any of the tests to take it. So I'm going to go into test part 2. So I can either click on the screen on the big play button on the banner, or I can come down to the gray bar and click the name of the test, or I can come here to the side and play the test. Either way will take me to the same place. So now when I request a test, I'm going to end up in this pre-test screen. And what it does is it tells me a little bit about my test. It tells me that I need to pass it with 80%. It tells me that there are 12 questions. It tells me that I can complete it. If I don't complete the test and submit it, then it will not save my answers. So I have to submit it for the test to be graded. So it's kind of obvious. So once I'm ready, I check all the instructions for my test. I can click to begin, that green button there on the lower part of the screen. And I click to begin, and then it gives me all my answers, all my questions for my test. And then I will make my selections. And for this course, there is a problem here. It's not giving me the images, so I'm noting that to indicate to the team. And then it tells me I'm going to answer here randomly, and I'm going to get to the end. And all the tests you have done here, the page 1 of 1, it's always going to be one page. All the questions are always going to be in one single list. I'm going to click submit. And then it tells me, well, you scored 0%. And then I have my pass mark of 80%. So now this is something new. We don't have the tutorials any longer. So I can either go back to the course, and this back to the course is really back to the course landing page, and then retake the test, or I can stay here and look at my answers. And this will allow me to review my answers to the test. So every question that I have wrong, I can come here and review the question. Students cannot print the screen. They can only look at it. It will not be printable. This is a good way of for them to review the wrong answers. And then once I'm done with this, I can go back and end up back into the landing page of my screen. In here, and this is my course page. So we have reviewed how to use a course, how to take the test. Now, to complete a test, we need to make sure that all our items are completed. So either they have a green check mark, or they are, if they're tests, they are all locked. And that would mean that I'm completed my course. So once I'm done with that, then I have my certificate here. So let me look for a course that is completed so you can see how it looks when I complete it. So in this case, I went to my courses page, and then I selected to see only the completed courses. I don't want to see all my courses, just the ones that I completed. So I can launch that course. And I go to my landing page for that course, and you can see now that my certificate icon here, everything is marked as completed, and then my certificate has a download link. So download a copy of the certificate. I just click in here, and I can either open or save it. Depending on which browser you have, this might come on the top, this might come on the bottom, or it might be just an automatic download. It just depends on how your computer is set up. But either way, you're going to have your certificate, and this is how the new certificates are going to look. We are going to have an upgrade that will allow us to go back to have individual certificates for the organizations. For now, all the certificates are going to come from the Retail Learning Institute, which is our base brand. It's the most generic, so it will not offend anybody. And then at the bottom, we have a list of our sponsors and the different organizations that have custom certificates. So your organization still is going to be recognized, but we're also using the Retail Learning Institute as the main brand now. And like I said, once this customization gets done, then you'll have your organization's logo on the top as it used to be. So that's how one of the places where you get your certificate. There is also a different place to get your certificates. And we haven't gone to the tools that I have as a student. So I'm going to go back into my menu. We saw my courses. We saw the course catalogs. Now I want to spend some time in my activities. And these my activities, what this does, this is kind of my my user personal information. This is like the old grade book on steroids. So the first thing that I have under my activities is my statistics. And my statistics tells me my profile information, and so it will have your student name, the level. Now everybody is going to be a user. So every individual account is always going to be a user, and it will show your email and any groups that you might belong to. On the right side, you're going to have the first time your account was created. Then you're going to have the last time you access the system, total time of studying or training that you have spent in the system, and then the number of active courses that you may have. There is here, I need to change browsers. Hold on. Give me just a second. I want to open a different browser because it's not displaying my graphs properly. So, oops, I'm going to go to GA. I'm going to sign in with Google Chrome. And I'm going to go back in here to my menu, my learning activities. And under my learning activities, now you can see it looks much better in Google Chrome. The system wants to have always the latest and greatest browser because this is a system that is constantly being upgraded and updated, and it does expect our users to do the same thing. So if something starts looking a little off, just make sure that you have the latest browser. So in here, what I have is my progress. So it kind of rates the number of courses that I have that have been assigned to me, but I haven't begun yet. So this 0 tells me that, yeah, I have started all the courses that I have been assigned to me. So I have 8 active courses, like it tells me up here. So 7 of them I'm currently working on. 1 of them I have completed. And then this graph to the right, it's really cool because it tells me the number of sessions that I have had in training. So if I roll over any of the nodules in this graph, it will tell me, in January, this account has had 73 sessions. So I have logged in into this account 73 times. So that's a good number of times to use the account. Now in February, I have used the system 19 times. If I scroll down, my top 3 most viewed courses are the Cheese Specialist, then my Grocery Stalker, and then my Courtesy Clerk. And then it tells me how much time I have had in each one of those courses. And obviously the status, whether it's in progress or it's completed. If I keep scrolling down, then my performance is really talking about my testing. And then it's going to give me kind of the averages for my test results through those months. And then it tells me what the highest score of one of my tests has been 100. My lowest score has been 0. And then my average, obviously, it's 50.1 for my test scores. So I'm right in the middle. So this is the information that the student gets out of their my activities and then the statistics. If I go into additional information, that page under my activities is going to give me all the additional information that is going to be in my profile. Like I said, it has the country, the store name, the birth date, that if you don't want to enter it, then you can type not applicable, the city, state. I have a notes field, and those are notes that the administrator can make into my file. So just be very careful on what you put in the notes, because whatever you type on the notes in the student profile, that will show up here. So any positive or negative comments, all of them will be here. And then it tells me the department for the student and the store code for that group, and then the store address, zip code, and phone. So those are the additional fields. And this allows the student to know if there's something wrong with their profile, they can look at it and then contact the administrator to make any changes necessary. So it's a way for them to be able to double check their profiles. Then on the courses page, this resembles our old gradebook. This is a list of all my courses, what their status is, the date when I enrolled, the date when I completed. If there are any other credit program for my courses, it will give me how many credits do I have. This is not functional right now because we're not giving credits to our courses right now, but this will be a future feature. Then it tells me the total time that I have spent in that course, and then if I completed that course, then it will tell me the score. So in this case, grocery stocker, I get 100%, and then I have again my little certificate icon. So if I want to print it from here, I click on that diploma icon, and then I will be able to open my certificate and it will display in there. So it tells me that I have a total of 8 courses that are in my history. Classroom, if I'm going back to the My Activities menu, the classrooms, we are not having any classroom sessions right now, so that's inactive. And then I have the learning plans. So these learning plans is kind of a summary. If a user have multiple learning plans, they will be reflected in here. And then the social, which is a page where that will display any forum activities. This is a feature that we're going to be using in the future. This is a future release, but this will be moderated discussions on specific topics, and then people will be able to make comments, and this piece will track all your comments and your activities, and you will be able to rate the postings for yourself or for other people, and you will see the ratings that you get from your postings. So that's what the social, so social and classroom are future releases. With that, then we can go now. So we took statistics to the learning plans, and I want to show you, this student doesn't have a learning plan, so I will have to go back and use another account. Let's see if I can get into this. Okay, so this other account is showing me somebody who has a learning plan. And this particular account, this person does have 2 learning plans. So if you're working with those, the way to get here is menu, learning plans, and this is my learning plan page, and then it tells me that I have certificate for that learning plan. So I would get a certificate for each one of the courses that are listed in my learning plan, and then an additional one for when I complete this particular learning plan. I can view the completed learning plans, the learning plans that are in progress, so I can kind of filter my list. And I'm at that top row of the page, and then I have an expand all or a collapse all. This is the expand all view where I can see all the courses inside. If I do the collapse, then it will just give me the names and the percentage of completion for those particular learning plans. If I want to open a particular, expand a particular learning plan, if I look on the extreme right side, I have that little arrow pointing down. If I click on that, that will expand that particular learning plan. And this learning plan, the leadership journey, has a series of courses, and they will be able, a student will be able to work on any of those courses at any time. Let's look at the onboarding learning plan. I'm going to close that one so we have less content in here. If you look at the onboarding, I have the welcome to students course as the first item in my list. And then the 2 courses below, they are locked. This lock in this particular case means that these courses have prerequisites, and the prerequisites are the welcome course. So I will take the welcome course. When I pass that, then these 2 courses will be available. They might be that customer service and professionalism has a prerequisite of store safety, and that might be that how this course prerequisite is laid out will depend entirely on the person who created this learning plan. So you can make all the courses, so you can take them, have to take them one in a particular order, or it could be some courses have one prerequisite, other courses have other prerequisites. But it will be set up, and all you have to do basically is look at those play buttons, and you will be able to see what's available and what is not, and what you have completed and what is still in progress. One thing to know, as soon as you are enrolled in a learning plan, all the courses in that learning plan automatically go into My Courses page. So this student will have all those courses in My Courses page. In all the courses in all their learning plans are going to be here. Okay? And important to know, if you are a student and there's an issue with your username or your password, and you want to change it because it's all caps, the only thing that a student can change is their password. So I can go to the menu, and then I can come here to the bottom and change my password. And this is basically a reset for the password. If anybody wants to change their username, then they will have to request their administrator to do that change for them. I think that is all. Let me look at my list, and I think we have completed all the items for the student features in here. There are a few things that I want to mention. On March 2nd, when you log in for the first time, besides knowing that that you have to use your username and password in uppercase, it's important to know that if somebody doesn't seem to have an account, it means that that person had not completed a course within the last 3 years. And it is very important because we have our, we believe that every course that you take in, that certification is valid for 2 years. So what we've done is when we were transferring your history and your students in your stores to this new system, we only picked those students' accounts that had at least one completion within the last 3 years. And that means at least one completion since January 1st, 2012. So if you have any completion after that, then your account is going to be transferred here. If you, for example, and I know this happens a lot with administrators, they do all the management, but they do not take any courses in their accounts, those accounts will not be transferred. If you didn't have a completion within the last 3 years, those accounts will not show. And so an administrator will have to enroll those students and create new accounts for them. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to go ahead and unmute the phones and open the floor for questions. So unmute. I have kept you silent all this time, so please, questions now. The floor is yours, guys. What do you think? What impressions do you have?
Anna? I have a student here who asked, if you fail a test, how long is it before you can take that test over again?
Right away. The same as the old system. Right away. You can go back and take it again.
Oh, is it open book? Can you talk back and forth between the test and the course?
No. When you have the test open, you will not be able to open the course. You can only have, when you are in a, hold on, let me just open this for illustration. When you are, okay. You can only be in one of the learning objects at a time. So if I'm in the test, I'm going to restart this test. I cannot see the content of the course.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Any other questions?
To create a learning plan, do you have to sign up to have the curriculum coordinator?
Yes. Good question. Learning plans are exclusive to the organizations that have requested to have a curriculum coordinator. And that is a position that has an additional cost of $250, and it's an annual fee. The good thing about that is that with that position, you will be able to do enrollments either in one course or multiple courses. So you will be able to handle anything that is enrollment related to any of your students, and in addition, create those learning plans. And you can have as many learning plans as you want to. I show you an example of onboarding, but you can have a learning plan for cashiers, and maybe you have an onboarding learning plan that will need to be completed within the first 3 months of employment, and then followed by a learning plan for a cashier for the first 6 months. So you can really tailor to the detail the courses that somebody has assigned to them.
Otherwise, would the other option be that you give them a list of courses that they need to take and they would have to go search those through the catalog?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Or since you register them, you can log in and then just do the enrollment for them. So when they log in, because they all go automatically to the My Courses window, they will see them. You know.
Okay.
Kind of like going through the back end. But,
sure.
But I just want to make sure that everybody understands that it's really nice to have a curriculum coordinator to do learning plans. That is above and beyond what you need to operate at your training program. I mean, it's not required. You're going to be able to use everything and keep training your staff with the system as is. So you don't have to get this curriculum coordinator. It becomes efficient if you have multiple stores. So if you have a group of 10 stores and you want to, you only need one curriculum coordinator position for your whole team. You don't need to have one for every store.
Okay. Thank you.
That might be an advantage. Okay. Anybody else? Questions? Is this something that you think your students will appreciate?
I really like the new feature with the test where you can see what answers you got wrong.
Oh, with the questions?
Yeah, because we had that in a couple of the tests we took that we couldn't figure out which answer was incorrect.
And that is the reason Paulo, our president, decided to do that. Because sometimes people would get hung up on a question and they just keep getting it wrong and they don't know exactly which one it is. So the system, they would have to retake the whole test. In here, you can go in and review. And remember, what we want to make sure is that people learn the content. And I think everybody would have the experience, and if you think back at your school years, that you remember out of a test everything that you got wrong. Those wrong answers, you're like always, oh, God, I will never forget this. But whatever you got right, sometimes it fades. So it's a way of emphasizing learning too. So I'm glad to hear that you think it's good. It's a review of the whole test.
Anna?
Yes. Go ahead.
Anna, my students that are sitting in here on this agree that it's more user-friendly. They do appreciate that.
Oh, great. Who was this talking?
Carol at Macintoons.
Oh, great. Great to hear you. I'm really glad to know that. What did they like the best?
The icons with the My Courses.
Oh, it's so easy, right? It's not a boring list anymore. You like those tiles?
Yes.
The images?
Yep.
Okay, good. Good to know. Any other questions? Are we good with the testing? Are we good with how we enroll in the course? How you look at your history? Does that seem okay? So let's look at that menu again. Learning plans, the course catalog, and then my activities. I think this is a good way of getting a sense of how well you're doing with your training. I think this is a neat feature. And then administrators will have something like this that is representative of their whole team. So this becomes a very powerful screen. And for those of you who are going to have access as administrators in the future, you can you are going to be able that from your account, from the account of administrator, you're going to be able to tap into this information, this My Activities information for every student. So if you're working with somebody, you're going to have a meeting, you can go as an administrator into the student My Activities files and look at any of this information. So, and even print out their certificates, which is a great thing now. So if there are no more questions, I will let you go. It's 4 o'clock, so we took our hour. I just wish you a good afternoon. Any questions? Any other questions? Any thoughts? Well, then I'll let you go, and then tomorrow we will do the administrator at 3 o'clock too. So have a good afternoon.